elite athletes don't throw hands with drunk fans. What I've been thinking about is how do you empower entrepreneurs to perform like elite athletes? And that's not rooted in, hey, I should spend all my time working out. That's not the point. The point is, how do you train your body and mind by leveraging precision medicine and neuroscience and exercise physiology so you can be performing at peak? If all of a sudden everyone in your community is doing cocaine, it doesn't feel illegal. We've used herd theory to normalize bad behaviors. And so I think there needs to exist a platform that's not just sick care, a platform where the people that are lifting the burden of the many are not treated the same way.
What would that community be?
Society has normalized a hustle culture of work. Just because you hustle doesn't mean you have to neglect your body. Go to the cheapest gym or like download an app like Freeletics and work out, do like push-ups, squats, do that in the cheapest way possible.
So the term, when you say hungry for success, that hungry should actually be really looked into. What does that mean?
If you're hungry for success, if you're obsessed about your business, then you have to realize that. So when I went back to working, I started eating erratic. I stopped walking and doing the zone 2 cardio. I would just go to lift weights as a stress buster. Started eating like crap, sleeping like crap. Few months in, I tracked myself and I realized my body fat went from like 8% to 15%.
Quickly.
My VO2 max halved. My T levels tanked. Basically, my body was like, bro, for the last 2 years, you treated this like a Ferrari. And now, I don't know what you're doing to it. But I'm ready to file for bankruptcy, right? Because then your decision making gets impaired. And so I think the key thing here is it's very important to build with people who are aligned with your style and your way of thinking, right?
Which is where we almost started the conversation, wasn't it?
Victory starts in the mind. Work with people who will be the wind beneath your wings, who will respect you, and who will not create undue stress in your life. People who prioritize their health, right? You are the outcome of the people you hang around with. You're not the average of the 5 people. You're the outcome of their bad habits. Right? So either you upgrade your circle or downgrade your potential.
And it's reciprocal, isn't it? Because hopefully you will then also bestow that back upon the people that you work with. So you both help each other, spiraling up to success rather than down to failure.
But some people are just not meant to make those leaps, right? And so I think you got to protect your energy. And then when I had all these biomarkers come back to like near COVID times, when I was sick the first time, I'm like, okay, things are not right. And what was really interesting is through that time, I had IBS. For 3 months, and I had to be put on medication. And I'm like, what am I doing to my body? Right? And so I think every entrepreneur, and it's hard when you're bootstrapped because money is tight.
But you said it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't necessarily have to be the more than 45.
So let's look at the VC back culture. When venture capitalists back founders. I think part of the funding, they have to normalize that every entrepreneur is an elite athlete. The healthier the entrepreneur, the healthier the business. And they need to help entrepreneurs make it a non-negotiable. I want to see your health metrics.
And not just entrepreneurs. I guess that goes for anybody in a company.
But in the early days, though, it's just the founders, right? So if you're investing millions of dollars on an idea, I think in addition to business metrics, they should also want to see your health metrics. I would make that mandatory as a part of the investor culture, because investors, they have a seat at the table, so they can mandate it, right? And so it then forces good behavior. And if you're a bootstrap founder, go to the cheapest gym or like download an app like Freeletics and work out, do like push-ups, squats, free weight
or
hit
chat GPT, as you're saying, and just put that in and you're there.
And do that in the cheapest way possible. if you can't spend a few $100s on self-care every month, right?
Yeah.
And so
You do it for your car. I mean, you constantly, we spend money on our cars, tuning them up, and if something
on your
repairs,
house,
on our house, yeah.
well, none of this stuff
always.
matters. And
Yeah,
so,
but
so
not
if you
enough money,
if you don't spend it on your body,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, you know what? Eating clean is so expensive.
It's
Don't
actually
buy-
not. Yeah.
It's not.
So the
right?
term, when you say hungry for success, that hungry should actually be really looked into. What does that mean? Huh?
If you're hungry for
Yeah.
success, if you're obsessed about your business, then you have to realize that business traction starts with you. You got to put your
Yeah.
oxygen mask first.
And then you have a life of better opportunities.
You have a
Try
life-
and find an acronym for that.
You'll have a life of better opportunities. You'll attract
Yeah.
the right kind of talent.
Yeah.
See, there's this difference between momentum and gravity. A lot of what entrepreneurs do is we try to create momentum, right?
Yeah.
We chase. I think it's also important to embed gravity, create gravity. And what that means is create a product that people are naturally attracted to. Create a company that a certain kind
Yeah.
of people with certain values are naturally attracted to. Create habits for yourself
Yeah.
that the crappy people weed themselves out, and
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
attract high value people.
And you create and are part of a movement then, aren't you?
Yeah,
If you
and
do that,
so
yeah.
it's important to create that kind of gravity
yeah.
versus just chasing and
Yeah.
chasing, because the chase is never ending.
Yeah.
But if you create gravity, where if it's a product, for example, gravity would be like a network effect product,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Where it just grows on its own.
Yeah.
And the same way with your habits,
Yeah. Yeah.
with what you do, with your values. If you're so clear and you have these boundaries, you'll only attract the right people.
Yeah.
People who are not deserving to be within your orbit will just fall off.
Yeah.
Because they can't handle
And
you.
the negativity goes with it, and the bad, and
they,
the bad
they
habits.
can't
and
handle
the-
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can't
yeah.
handle you, right?
Yeah.
I think society has confused masculinity with toxic male, right? Just because you say no,
Yeah.
just because you work out,
Yeah.
just because you don't want to drink and party and you
Yeah.
want to sleep early doesn't make you toxic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It means you have values and you set boundaries.
Yeah.
I think saying no is the biggest gift to yourself,
Don't be afraid. Don't be
your
afraid.
family,
Yeah.
your health,
Yeah, yeah.
your well-being. And that goes for women too, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
prioritize these things, because if you won't,
And you will pay the bill for that.
you will pay the bill,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
both sides, right? Like men or women.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
pay the bill with your health, and you might destroy
Yeah,
your
yeah.
relationships.
Okay, so let's say we've got that down. You mentioned earlier you couldn't resist. Obviously, I said at the beginning you are a relentless entrepreneur. There will always be startups. So what's next for Lloyed Lobo? Are we able to talk about what you see going into the future?
You know, a lot of what I've been thinking about is how do you empower entrepreneurs to perform like elite athletes? And that's not rooted in, hey, I should spend all my time working out. That's
Yeah.
not the point. The point is, how do you train your body and mind by leveraging precision medicine and neuroscience and
Yeah.
exercise physiology so you can be performing at peak.
Yeah, preventative medicine. You hear that
Yeah.
term a lot, don't you? Rather than
Preci-
don't wait till it's all falling apart.
Precision medicine is basically
Yeah.
tailoring a plan for you
Yeah.
based on your body, right? And so that's extremely interesting to me.
Yeah.
And given it's my own problem
Yeah.
and the problem of a lot of friends and
Yeah.
and my circle around
Yeah.
me, I think
And you've had a bit of a wobble in that.
I've
success
had
of it?
multiple
Yeah.
wobbles, right? Because the thing is, society has normalized a hustle culture of work. Just because you hustle doesn't mean you have to neglect your body, but they've
Yeah.
normalized that commuting 2 hours to work is cool. Paying huge mortgages and student loans and property tax and car payments is cool. Eating junk is cool, right? The media glorifies these things because you
Yeah.
see it everywhere. It's like Napster. If everyone was downloading illegal music, so it didn't feel illegal.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden everyone in your community is doing cocaine, it doesn't feel illegal.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel it's bad for you.
Yeah.
Right? And so the
That feels
same
like
way,
Amsterdam.
we've used herd theory to normalize bad behaviors. And so I think there needs to exist a platform that's not just sick care.
Yeah.
A platform where the people that are lifting the burden of the many are not treated the same way.
So what would that platform be? What would that community be?
It would be some combination. It would be a combination of leveraging your personal data and creating a way for you to stay on track autonomously on the best plan that's designed for you, that communicates with you.
Right. What I was very passionate about is when you mentioned that everything we talked about, most people ignore their health, you push it to the side. One of the reasons as well is going to clinics, going to hospitals, getting checkups. It always you almost feel the clinical smell. You feel the uncomfortableness.
It's a feeling of dread.
Of dread.
Healthcare is a feeling of dread,
which is terrible because it's the most important thing. So when we create lovely environments like here, and Zen lobbies in our work and all that, why not for healthcare? And so you were saying, why can't we create the environment whereby you have a feeling of a spa, of a lovely relaxing hotel, where you don't go into a hospital feeling, but you actually go, you enjoy it, you're already in the right state of mind, but you've got all the healthcare professionals there to help you in preventing and detecting beforehand, and you go to that regularly. And that's something you were sort of talking about, and that with me struck a chord. Again, we may not show this at this state, but I'd really like to, I think it's so interesting. I'd be interested to chat a bit about it.
Definitely. So a lot of this came from my journey, right? And the journey of my friends. So through this journey in the last little while, I've now built my own personal performance team. It includes a doctor, which I have at home, who's a physician at Stanford.
Oh, wonderful, yeah.
Right? I have two coaches for mental well-being.
Right.
One of them, they're both Silicon Valley guys.
Cool.
Right? One is a former CFO for Fortune 500 turned mental therapist. The other is more like a mental mindset coach. And he was the head of growth at Facebook and Twitter and Quora.
Because of course, with your success, and you know a lot of people.
So this gentleman, Andy Johns, he was the head of growth at Facebook and Twitter and Quora, and then he was the president of Wealthfront, and then he was a venture capitalist. And one day he face planted, and he enrolled himself in rehab because he was a workaholic, and he had more money than he could spend. And he's like, "Why am I doing this?
I'm damaged."
And then he's my coach now because he's gone and become a guru. I've got the best nutritionist and I've got the best personal trainers. So I have this, right? I got a trainer for both strength training and for calisthenics.
So you have your own ecosystem.
I have my own team,
need,
right? And then the business coaches through my community, I have a ton of people I can lean on for advice. So I've created my own performance team that through the hardest of hard times, they're a call away.
Yeah.
And that's an expensive, not a cheap endeavor, right?
No.
And so how do you now bring that power to every entrepreneur? And that's the journey I'm on. And what I see that being is a combination. It's something that helps you maintain a habit, right? And so the way I would look at this is it combines AI with precision medicine, meaning understanding your body and tailoring a protocol for you, with neuroscience, which is how do you put your brains in the peak condition, and exercise physiology and nutrition, with facilities and a community. So you come for the clinic, you stay for the country club, and you hang around for the community.
Wonderful.
Right? And so it should never feel like the clinic is a feeling of dread.
Yeah.
What would a feeling of joy be?
Yeah, literally turn it upside down, invert it.
And country clubs in America were built on the culture of golfing and doing business deals and drinking on the golf course.
Yes.
The generation right now, we're not drinking as much.
No, far from.
Wellness is becoming huge. I think there needs to be a country club tailored just for entrepreneurs, right? Where you come in and we test your genetics, your biomarkers, everything. 360, we test your body. And then we create a personalized GPT for your personal health.
Wonderful.
Right? That tells you everything about your body in real time, tailors a plan for you, pulls in your business metrics as well.
Okay.
And then you check into this facility every day and we administer the plan for you. So you have a trainer that trains with you. Maybe it's 45 minutes, coaches you. If sauna is part of the protocol, you do 20 minutes of sauna. If zone 2 cardio is part of the protocol, you do that. We give you macro counted, like proteins, fats, carbs, your meals. So you can eat your first meal there. You can work out of there if you want. And then you can take the rest of the meals with you for the day.
Yeah.
And the AI then keeps you updated. Like, it's 6 p.m. It's time to have your meal.
Wonderful.
Right? It's 8 p.m. Start winding down. Next morning, it messages you saying you slept kind of crappy. Here's why.
So you have the ecosystem that you currently have created for yourself.
Yeah.
But you can apply
Scale
it to a much wider audience in a sort of affordable
exactly
way. And this is catchment area based by the sound of it. At first I thought it was, like you've got health tourism, but it sounds like your model would be in your area so you can go to it regularly. You can get your updates.
I think the first iteration of this would be hybrid performance coaching. Hybrid performance medicine meets performance coaching.
So Lloyd, as you mentioned, you went back to the States. You had a bit of a wobble there. You fell into your old routines, but part of that was because you couldn't. I always said from the very beginning of our chat, you are a relentless entrepreneur. It's part of what drives you. So what's new for Lloyd? What's in the future?
I think for the next one, I'm gonna scratch my own itch, solve my own problem, and do it for everyone. So one of the things I realized in this journey is there's two kinds of people, right? There's a superhero and a supervillain, or there's a winner and a loser, right? A superhero and a supervillain, they have the same powers, right? For the most, right? Thanos was just as powerful as the whole Avengers combined.
Yeah, the Jedis and the dark side have similar.
And arguably Lex Luthor was just as strong as Superman. The thing is, a supervillain takes the bad that happens to them and inflicts it on the world.
Yeah.
A superhero takes the bad that happens to them and turns it into a gift for the world, so the rest of the world doesn't experience the same. And so through my journey, I'm by no means a superhero or a hero. But one of the things, through repeated burnouts, through almost dying of COVID, after neglecting my health, and then fixing it and coming back in peak condition, then falling back to my old patterns, muscle memory of working together, seeing my entire circle of companies I've invested in, my community, my friends of tech entrepreneurs, piecing together 100-hour weeks on caffeine, cortisol, and carbohydrates. And I compare that, right? These guys and gals create immense impact and value in the world. And you compare them with elite athletes who probably have a work span of 10 years. And they have a team of chefs and nutritionists and physical coaches and mental therapists and sleep scientists just to shave off a few seconds off their sprint time.
There's this whole ecosystem dedicated to them.
The operating system for an entrepreneur is broken. An entrepreneur who works all their life to create impact for the world needs a performance lab, not a sick clinic. They need brain protocols, not like circling the drain on their past, right? They need resilience coaching, not crisis counseling. An entrepreneur needs a performance team. And for this next journey and this next phase, I want to work with my wife, who's been an immense support for
Yes.
me through my journey. She's been the wind beneath my
Yeah.
wings.
She's been incredible about this story.
She's-
That's absolutely. You guys are an amazing team.
If
Amazing
she
team.
wasn't there,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And so I want to take everything I learned over the last couple of years, working with the best nutritionists, the best physicians, the best sleep scientists, and I want to bring it together to create a performance team for entrepreneurs. So no entrepreneur faces burnout,
Wonderful.
destroys their health,
Yeah.
destroys their relationships, chasing this
Yeah.
unicorn dream,
So
right?
you turn the bad that you happened into good for others, so they don't need to experience what you experienced.
And so the good fortune is
Yeah.
my wife is a Stanford physician. She's been doing a
Wonderful.
lot of work in performance medicine.
Impressive. Isn't it?
I've been training with the best
Yeah.
coaches, whether it's calisthenics, whether it's mobility, whether it's strength training, whether it's nutrition. And so I'm also working on getting certified in PT and nutrition and
Wow.
all of these things. But what I want to build is a new kind of healthcare. I want to reimagine healthcare for the few that carry the weight of many. I want to reimagine healthcare for entrepreneurs who want to perform like elite athletes and play
Okay.
the long game.
Yeah.
And this would combine precision medicine,
Yeah.
which is medicine tailored to
Yeah.
you, preventative, proactive, with neuroscience is how do you optimize your brain for peak performance with exercise physiology, where the clinic is not a feeling of dread, it's
Yeah.
a feeling of joy.
Because the clinics are actually, I've just touched upon that because we're all worried about it, aren't we? You can smell it.
Yeah.
That clinical smell and the cold environment and with respect to doctors and nurses, not all of them have a bedside manner either. So you dread going there. And it sounds like you're looking to be able to turn that upside down, that you look forward to going there.
And I don't think this is just a testing problem or just a supplement problem or just a fitness problem. You need to build a compound startup in the space which combines everything, and it's a one-stop shop. So you come for the clinic, you stay for the coaching, and you hang around for the community. Kind of thing,
Yeah.
wrapped around in a country club vibe. So America was built on the concept of country club, which was designed around golf
Yeah.
and drinking
Yeah.
and socializing and making deals happen.
Yeah.
The next generation is not drinking as much.
No.
They're into things like paddle
Yeah.
and bathhouses
Yeah.
and saunas and lifting weights and run clubs.
Yeah.
Right? So I want to design a healthcare system that feels like a country club for entrepreneurs, where they come to take care of their mind, body, and connect with like-minded people, and the leadership is baked in. And so I think all of healthcare is the broken feeling of dread is a user experience problem. It's a design problem. It's not a healthcare problem. So if you take a bunch of people from hospital systems and clinics and you put them in preventative medicine or longevity, they're still bringing the bedside manners, the user experience from there, right? And that's why Hilton could never build an Airbnb, right? So you got to imagine, for a high agency individual, for a high value professional, for an entrepreneur that is busy, that wants to perform like an elite athlete, what does a 7-star experience look like, right? And I envision a place where they go with tests 360 their entire body, all the body markers, all the biomarkers, your VO2 max, your bloods, your body fat, your muscle mass, your entire genetic testing, and creates an AI model personalized to you that makes recommendation to you. And then the protocol that's designed for you gets administered there. So it's a high-end luxury facility, wellness facility, where you get a personal trainer that trains you maybe 45 minutes a day. You spend 30 minutes maybe doing zone 2 cardio on the non-training days, or after your training, you do 20 minutes of sauna if it's in your protocol, maybe a couple of minutes of cold plunge if it's in your protocol. But essentially, within an hour and a half in the morning, you should be in and out of there, right? And all your meals that are macro counted for your goals, based on your body type, with your supplements, are provided to you.
Yeah.
And if you want to work out of there, hang out of there,
You can do that.
You can do that. You'll meet other like-minded entrepreneurs, and business decisions will happen. And what we will do as a part of this is also pipe your business data. So over time, we can show the positive correlation between entrepreneur health and business health. And so when you leave the facility,
That's phenomenal data, by the way, isn't it? How interesting is that?
Then you can build the best venture capital fund, the most profitable venture capital, most performant venture capital fund. You can have the best recruiting firm because you will have the highest agency, high performers there, right? So the opportunities to create a network effect are limitless. And that's what I wanted to do for the next business. Is I wanted to build a gravity company, not a momentum chase company. I wanted to build a pull company where people want to be a part of.
Yeah.
And the way to do that is like everyone is very interested in their baseline right now, right? The testing, the clinic stuff. You come for the clinic, you stay for the coaching around performance, physical, mental, and then you hang around for the community.
Lovely.
And that is my dream, and this is a forever journey for me, and something that I can do as long as I live, and it doesn't end with me. Empowering entrepreneurs to perform like elite athletes, so they can create massive impact in the world. Not very dissimilar from my purpose at Boast, was empowering entrepreneurs, right, to become successful, right? Every dollar spent in innovation returns 20 to the economy. Vaccines, robots, clean drinking water are a function of innovation. Yet 90% of innovations die on the vine because they don't have the resources, they don't have the funding. We try to solve that with Boast. But if the entrepreneur is broken, what matters? And I'm seeing more and more.
If the Ferrari has a broken engine, it's not going very far, is it?
And more and more people in my network are mentally, physically broken. Through failures and failures. And then, the cottage industry of therapists is all about circling the drain on the past, childhood trauma, all of this. And if you compare that...
And sometimes in the benefit of the pharmaceutical industry rather than the patient in some cases,
exactly,
dare I
right?
say.
If you look at elite athletes, they don't circle the drain on the past. They attach to a greater purpose and they take action. You can't fix the past. You can identify the patterns that led you to fall in a hole, and that's what watching the tape is what athletes do. But then they just don't perpetuate on watching the tape and circling the drain. Yet entrepreneurs circle the drain on the past. It's like appointments after appointments with therapists and keep unpacking your childhood. No, there are patterns. Identify those patterns so you don't fall into those traps. Set those boundaries. Find a greater purpose. You don't need closure. You need service towards something greater. And the way to do that is to create impact for other people. The joy of giving is second to none. And so this is my journey as well.
And it's a network, because you always talk about networks, don't you? And it is a network of like-minded people that all, rather than in the old days, just say where you go with the cigars and your cognacs and you do, ironically,
on the
all
golf
have the same
course,
cigars, and all of that, and talk business and be fat. Now, it's tailored for everybody, so everybody has their own individual plan and that, but you're all together in this community, and you can choose to be there on. And I'm picking nice smells as you walk in, rather than the clinical side of things. But when you leave, you were saying with your AI, you're still plugged in as well. So if you're not on site, you're still connected and you're being guided.
So the AI should be your assistant, your coach, your performance coach. So it tells you at 6 p.m. that you got to have your last meal, right? And it reminds you that this is what your meal had in it. At 8 or 9 p.m. it tells you to start like winding down, right? Next morning it wakes you up and reminds you that you got to go to the facility, you got to eat this. It tells you how you slept. It's constantly helping you and adjusting you and giving you information.
Ingrained into your day-to-day.
Exactly.
life.
And we'll use existing devices, and it will tell you, for example, like, you're going to have a freaking blowout. You're like, you're based on our data, it looks like you're going to have a meltdown. breathe in, do some box breathing, breathe in,
And
hold,
again, this is
breathe out.
preventative, isn't it?
It's all
You're going to
preventative.
have it, but you won't because we've identified it.
Exactly.
And here's what you need to do.
You come for the clinic,
Yeah, yeah.
stay for the
Yeah.
coaching, hang around for the community, because I truly believe
That's nice.
stronger entrepreneurs leads to bigger impact
Yeah.
on the world.
Which leads to the world, yeah.
And
there's a vision to stand for, isn't it? That's a legacy to
that's
leave
a
behind.
that's a vision to stand for. It's a great purpose that doesn't
Yeah.
end with me. And we'll start small. We'll start validating. So, and we've identified a lot of people who want to do this, because think about the experience right now. With all the longevity guys and the biohackers seem way out there for entrepreneurs with their multi-hour protocols, right? It's like, if I'm going to spend 5 hours cold plunging and freaking do chakra tuning, who's going to run my business? I don't have time for this, right? And so it's all overwhelming, because it's like startups doing testing, body fat testing, then you got to go to the gym, then you got to identify nutritionists. It's all like you got to piecemeal it, and it seems overwhelming.
Yeah.
Somebody should just do it for you.
Yeah.
Right?
And you're the guy that, with everything you've learned, I loved what you said earlier about the difference between the superhero and the villain. You know, they both have similar powers and skills, but the superhero takes all the bad, doesn't want other people to experience the same. So you use all that knowledge and you make it a better place for everybody, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, and that is my biggest give I can do, and the purpose. And the greatest opportunity, my wife has been a silent co-founder through my journey, startup after startup after startup. She's the first person to believe.
Yeah, it's an amazing team.
And you know,
I can't say it enough. Amazing team you guys are.
The best thing, the best decision, and the most important decision you make in life is who you marry.
Yes.
The right partner will help you build your empire.
Yeah.
A toxic one
Yeah.
will never let you get off the ground.
Yeah.
And I've had multiple failures.
Yeah.
And Vivi has always been there by my side. And she's been my first therapist. I only got two therapists 4 or 5 months ago, because she's like, I can't continue to be your therapist, so you need to get, and you need to get one. And as a part of that, I got two of the best therapists, and they're just not in it for the money. They're independently super successful who got into it for the passion.
Yeah.
And then my team finally came together when I got the mind side taken care of, and I'm like, oh, I got like it all figured out. And I have a Stanford physician who's a professor, and so I'm like, how do I turn this pain that I piecemeal together to give me calm and superpowers? How do I turn this into a gift for other people? And what better journey than do this with your partner, your life partner? And she's been a silent co-founder, like I said.
Because you guys have been together a long time now. Huh? How long
I was her prom date, so this August is 25 years.
So people, be good to your prom dates.
I told her she asked, she's like, maybe we should make that Bora Bora trip that we couldn't do because I was sick. And due to COVID, and we tried to make it happen many times, but I was just not in.
And COVID and COVID, I think susceptible
my
to
illness
COVID because of burnout and
my illness is what prevented us. But now we're on this journey.
That's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, and now we're embarking on this new journey to help other people never face burnout and be strong physically and mentally, so they can play the long game. So by the time they're 65, they're functional and they're happy, right? And they're in flow state, and they're physically strong, and they can take no matter what life throws at them. They're performant. And so I'm like, we can celebrate the starting of this new venture by spending our 25-year anniversary of being together in Bora.
What you would have done back then.
But I don't think we were ready for it, and I think the universe wants us to right
do
now.
It now. And that's a lovely milestone, isn't it? To kind of take stock of everything from what we were talking about previously about how difficult it was to start this up, because your family, her family are looking at, being an entrepreneur is comparable in people's eyes to being an actor and being a musician, and you're not going to make any money, and
Nobody
she was starting
cares.
off in her journey, so she wasn't making any money. So to be able to have that support in a hard time is absolutely amazing.
And that marks sort of the transition also from the first mountain to the second mountain. Another book I recommend readers read is this book called Second Mountain.
I'm so glad I've made a note. I wanted to ask you about the second mountain.
So in life, you face these two mountains, right? And the first mountain is all about climbing the ladder. It's society's definition of success, promotions, money, all those things that give you happiness. And those things are temporary because they're tied to the next promotion and the next milestone, right? You get to a point after a while, and some people may never get to it, but after a while you get to a certain point where the next promotion or the next X dollars don't fulfill you anymore.
Yeah.
And you feel empty.
Yeah.
The chase for dopamine or temporary happiness doesn't fulfill you anymore.
But when you've had success up here, I guess you need more. Where do you go for that?
And then you start making the journey towards the second mountain.
Okay.
And the second mountain is about joy. It's not happiness. Happiness is, the way the author talks about it, is temporary. It's tied to like things external to you, right? I got a promotion.
Yeah.
I sold a company, made X million. I got featured in the press. So you
get a little dopamine hit. You get a little
things external to
boost.
you.
They do.
And joy is being in flow state, where your skills and your goals are aligned in service of a greater purpose that's beyond your personal gain. And so that means you're not chasing, you're just doing. And as a function of doing, you're feeling fulfilled.
Yeah.
Right? And it's, I've been told by one of my mentors, Andy Johns, who was the head of growth at Facebook and the president of Wealthfront, is in between the first mountain and the second mountain is a valley. Spend a lot of time in the valley, experimenting. Because when you're on the second mountain, you want to lose the first mountain traits around the chase and just mindless hustle. Right? You want to be more thoughtful. You want to be chasing joy, which comes from service towards a greater purpose.
Right.
That puts your skills and your goals in line.
Yeah.
So I say this a lot. When passion meets profession, you become Michael Jackson. And in many ways, Michael Jackson probably was always on that mountain. It was never ending. He was in flow state. Where sort of what you're passionate about and what you're good at is also what the world needs and what you can get paid for. But the kicker being, it's towards a greater purpose and not just your personal gain. And that's why a lot of people on their second mountain, they do charity work. They spend time in community service. And so for me, I think what greater second mountain journey than to help a community I've been deeply passionate about that has helped me. So Boast was successful with no marketing team or spend because we built a community of entrepreneurs called Traction. Right, 100,000 plus subscribers. We hosted many events, conferences. Everyone from the then CEO, founder of Uber, to Shopify and Atlassian have been to our events. And then when I left Boast and I launched the book, From Grassroots to Greatness, which was based on community-led growth, within a week of launch, that community made it a Wall Street Journal bestseller. So now what greater gift...
Great book launch, by the way. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you. What greater gift than I take my pains that burnt me out and then...
And save other people.
I didn't spend enough time in the valley experimenting. So that's what Andy told me. In the valley, you experiment without commitment because you want to shed the first mountain traits. And he's like, oftentimes you might work with first mountain people who've not made the journey.
So you're in a different phase.
You're in a different phase.
Mental state in that.
And they deeply care about happiness, whether it's trying to success and joy, success and promotions and money, but you're on this other journey towards purpose that's beyond your personal gain. And if you do partner with such people, there'll be a misalignment of values and things will fall. So he's like, it's very, very important that you spend time experimenting in the valley rather than making commitments, or you might start embarking on the second mountain for you, but with first mountain traits or first mountain partners.
So you need time to, is that time to kind of reflect, a time to pause for a bit, to have a look at, okay,
it's pause, reflect, do fun stuff, but also experiment, meaning take action. So experiment without commitments. So launch a podcast maybe. If you're into, say, art, do art. Like no commitments.
So and does that almost come into personal hobbies then? Kind of things that maybe the first one you had an idea, it's become super successful, but with all the stresses and all the worry that came from that. So is that a little bit of time to go, okay, well...
And it doesn't have to be hobbies. Maybe it is that you're a technologist, and the only way you see a hobby is building technology to solve problems. But without commitment.
Okay, so
no commitment that, I'm going to turn this into a multi-billion-dollar company or multi-million-dollar company.
So don't set that stress for yourself. Don't set that worry.
Experiment, because in that experimentation phase, you'll realize what your values are, what are the things that bring you joy, and what don't. Because you're pausing and thinking. Usually when you're in your first mountain, you negotiate a lot on the things that bring you joy. So on the second mountain, you're like, okay, these are my non-negotiables. These are the things that bring me joy. And so when you experiment without commitment, then even if you partner with people and you realize, this relationship is taking away from my energy, then you don't have to carry through with it. Right? Now, the beautiful thing here on this next journey is my wife not only is a physician and has been spending a lot of time around performance medicine, but she's also on her second mountain. She always told me that her biggest win would be the day she would become professor at Stanford. She never wanted to be the dean of Stanford or anything. She just wanted to be a full professor from associate, and she was just nominated to be full professor.
But I know what you mean.
She didn't want to stop her journey at associate professor. She wanted to be full professor of medicine at Stanford, and that her journey would be complete. And then she wanted to spend time with kids. She wanted to spend time on impact, and not be working for a large organization where like she sees herself moving through the ranks and maybe becoming the dean or the medical director. That wasn't her dream. She always told me this, that my journey is complete when I become professor. She was just nominated when we decided to do this. And so she's on the second mountain as well. And so it's wonderful in that.
So you guys are, as a couple, so you're life partners and business partners in a way, you could argue. You're both in that second mountain. Or is it the valley? Are we in the valley or in the mountain now?
We've been experimenting in the valley. Because I've been telling her no commitment. So this funny thing is, this idea I had when I did my transformation and I had temporarily moved to Dubai. And I begged her to work with me, and she's like, I don't think she had hit her second mountain then. She wanted to spend more time with the kids. She always was talking about being full professor. And then I went through this experimenting with a new startup idea and completely being rankled, going back to my old traits. And then,
we're back.
I think sometimes the universe keeps teaching you the same lessons if you refuse to learn it.
Okay.
Right?
I like that.
And so I look at that pain and the suffering that I went through as a way to tell me to stop, you're meant for a greater purpose. And it brought me back to the original idea that I had. And now Vivi has reached her second mountain, but now the passion for it is so much stronger because I thought I had fixed my health. And then I went back.
And so quickly you fell back.
And I went back to muscle memory of old traits. I didn't have my team, right? And so then compound interest on my health started to deteriorate. I went from 8% body fat to 15% body fat.
And this is from a man that learnt a very scary lesson.
Exactly, right?
Back in the day, health-wise.
Exactly.
Still, you fell back.
I fell back. VO2 max dropped. my vitals were crap, my testosterone dropped.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
why did the old way of doing business, why was the old way of doing business so strong a muscle memory for me that I forgot everything I learned in the last 2.5 years to build to where I'm at peak performance? And then I said, I think I need to make this a journey, because you can do individual testing for people and you can give them the supplements, but what an entrepreneur needs is a performance team in their pocket to guide them until it's muscle
in their
memory.
Pocket. I like that. Yeah.
Until it's muscle memory. They need an autonomous self. Like a Jarvis.
Right? Yeah. Jarvis, excellent.
Exactly. And so I want to build that Jarvis. So the few that carry the weight of many don't burn down in silence. Right. And
but you've got the Jarvis, and you've got the Stark Towers being the wonderful environments that isn't a clinic trying to be something else. It is created with this in mind, and the staff in mind, and the whole collective experience.
It's a performance lab. It's not a clinic. It's a country club-like feeling in a world where I think country clubs are dying. Because people are not as many people are drinking and golfing.
Oh goodness, no! The new generations, and rightfully so, they look at us and they're like, "What have you done?" I mean, apart from we've killed the world, we've killed ourselves, we've killed. You're welcome, people. No, you're right. That mindset is changing. So you've got an audience that's interested in that, but can use guidance.
Exactly, and more like, it takes a long time for a habit to take place. And you might have bad habits that have formulated over 25, 30 years that are muscle memory. And if you go to an old way of working style, those bad habits creep in. Right? To form any habit, like social media has proven to us, there's this concept called hook, where there's a trigger, internal or external. That trigger forces you to causes you to take action. When you take the action, you get a variable reward, which is a variable dopamine hit, and then you get invested. And eventually that external trigger becomes an internal trigger, like checking your Instagram, like doom scrolling. What is the equivalent of that for a healthy, good habit? And that takes a long time to build, right, when it comes to your health. And so you go back into old muscle memory of working, and I've seen this now, right? I'm like, there's no reason why I had to fall into the old trap when I almost died of COVID. And I didn't need to come back and fall into that trap. I was financially free, right? But this chase, and then thankfully, in addition to the fitness trainers, and the nutritionist, when I finally added the therapist and the mind coach, is when I realized that, the patterns, how to identify patterns, the difference between the first mountain and the second mountain, and how to chase joy, which is flow state. And
rather than just happiness shots.
When your skills and your purpose and your passion and your goals are in service to something greater, right? And you keep going. And then it's not like a month end, it's not a quarter end, it's a never-ending journey. And it just fulfills you.
And therefore a much longer journey.
Yes.
Because of literally your physical body that you're able to inhabit for much, much longer, mental, physical.
And that's why I think like entrepreneurs need performance labs. They don't need clinics. They can't be treated like the rest of the world.
And this presumably will be set up in Silicon Valley first, I imagine. That's
we
where,
would thinking through that. I think initially we'll take on clients in hybrid use cases, and then do facilities. I'd like to have one in. I want to have all facilities on the water. So maybe Austin, maybe Silicon Valley. Maybe Dubai, maybe Miami, maybe New York. Sort of like the Soho House for entrepreneurs.
Okay, yes, that's a good way of stating. I think people can visualize that.
And you get like sort of resilience coaching. You get physical coaching. You get nutrition. You get leadership. That's the thing. It's a place where entrepreneurs, high agency individuals come to perform at their peak, and you're not sold the constant vent sessions, right? You're given brain protocols. You're not doing crisis counseling. Like everything in healthcare is reaction.
Yeah.
A crisis happens
When it's almost actually too
and
late
you plug
already.
the hole.
Yeah.
And you plug the hole. You plug the
Yeah.
hole. This is all proactive. Brain protocols,
You
not
change
vent
the tires
sessions.
in your car before they wear down. Don't you? You
Exactly.
don't wait for them to burst.
Exactly.
To then do something. Yeah. Which,
So you're a lab for your
why can't we?
performance.
Yeah.
Brain protocols, not vent sessions. Resilience coaching, not crisis counseling.
Lovely.
Where you come for the clinic, you stay for the coaching.
Yeah.
And you hang around for the community, and so
I
it's,
love that saying. I could see that. We might pop that up on screen actually.
Yeah, and people come together.
Yeah.
Around the same goals, right? And they may have sort of same goals about I want to be the best in business
yeah.
without losing my health and my family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. That's their
Yeah.
purpose ultimately.
And interesting enough, because you could then also be doing some good business
Yeah.
while you're at the fair, because you are like-minded people.
That's why I said country club for entrepreneurs.
Yeah. It's wonderful. So for people that are listening to this, is this something we can hope to see soon?
I think in short order,
Yeah.
in the next 6 to 8 months.
Oh, wow.
Definitely.
Okay.
I don't want to rush it this time.
No.
Because, the journey,
Second mountain.
the second mountain journey is, there's no chase.
Yeah.
It's not a winner take all.
Yeah.
There, for every Kaiser Permanente, there is
Yeah.
Mayo Clinic, and there's hundreds of
yeah,
hospital chains.
Yeah.
So when you chase, you lose the love.
Yeah.
And I want to start with the love. Like,
Yeah.
what does a 7-star experience for
Yeah.
entrepreneurs
Yeah.
who want to perform like elite athletes look
Yeah.
like? And it's not one device or one supplement or one protocol or one protein shake. It's the combination of things. So they will adhere to
Yeah.
things.
And the data, I think we're all very much looking forward to that. That'd be extremely, extremely interesting. Obviously, it won't be shared; it'd be personal to people. But I think correlations you can draw, it'd be really, really interesting to go.
I'd like to create an ETF that
Yeah.
shows, probably do the largest research project on tech entrepreneurs specifically that take care of their well-being. Their business also performs.
Yeah.
Your personal performance is directly correlated to your business performance.
Amazing. So Lloyd, through your journey, so we've been talking about pretty much the 10 years that we've met each other and everything that's happened, and a lot's happened. What would you say is the number one predictor of future health and success?
I think what matters is to point to a Harvard study. They tracked and observed people for 85 years. And what they found is astounding, that leads to long-term happiness and success. And it's not money. And it's not working out. It's none of what you'd think.
So what is it though?
It is your relationships. And it correlates that loneliness is the number one killer in America. If you surround yourself with toxic people, you will go barreling down faster than ever.
So loneliness isn't
faster.
necessarily just being alone. Loneliness could also be being surrounded by the wrong type of people.
Exactly. Toxic people.
Yeah. Or is it actually potentially worse? Is it better to be alone than to be surrounded by toxic people?
It is much better to be alone than to be surrounded by toxic people. This constant energy suck ages you faster. And so the number one predictor of your health and well-being and happiness in the long run is the relationships you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with positive people who lift you up, you're going to continue to succeed, right? And if you surround yourself with toxic, negative people, it's going to destroy your brains. And that's where it starts. You start thinking negative, you start behaving negative, and your downward spiral starts. And so as you look at an individual's journey, as we age, particularly into our 40s, we start to spend more and more time with our spouse than anyone else. So I think one of the most important decisions you can make is pick the right partner. The right partner is your life's co-founder. A toxic one will bankrupt your dreams.
But that's true for business partners as well as life partner, isn't it?
It's both, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it all starts with an alignment of values. And it's important to understand what's key to each of you right? And a lot of relationships fail because of misalignment of values. You care about something deeply and they don't care about it.
Oh, interesting. That I believe I read this. I need to check this, but I believe that pre-arranged marriages actually have a higher rate of success than, let's say, love marriages, and not just because the family situation is forcing you to be together, but it's because sometimes love isn't rational, is it? It's an emotional side, so you don't see that maybe you're not as compatible as you think you are.
And then you stick around in a toxic relationship because you don't want to leave because the other side is lonely.
Or you can't leave. Or you can't. You're tied into mortgages. You're tied into debts. You're tied into all business. You're tied into.
But I think it's better to cut your losses than keep barreling down on your mental well-being, right? Because everything else will deteriorate. And I think one of the most important things is your community. Your community is your currency. It starts with your first community is your partner and who you marry. And then it's the people you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with toxic people, you're going to be miserable. If you surround yourself with smart, high agency folks who are into wellness, that's what you will become. So choose your circle wisely. Your well-being depends on it.
What advice would you give? It's quite interesting because we're going into relationship advice, but it's a... You just can't get the staff these days. What was I saying? So we're getting a little bit into relationship advice, but it's interesting. So you met your wife. I think you were prom dates. So you were young.
We were in our teens, right?
But it's hard. Like I think sometimes marriages fail because you're so young. That how do you know what you're like?
I got lucky.
25 and 30
I told you at the beginning, luck and risk are two sides of the same coin, right? The ones get lucky are the ones that keep putting in the reps. And I think we are lucky because despite the hardships, right? Her parents didn't want us to get married because I was a loser, to us losing one of our twins, to multiple hardships where she paid the bills while this entrepreneur, good for nothing at home husband was just obsessed with the business, and she let me do it, right? She took care of the house and everything else. I think it worked because we put in the time into our relationship. If you want to get good at something, you got to put in the reps. Do so many reps that it becomes impossible to not succeed. Right? And that's what our marriage has been, but that's what every business is. You keep putting in the reps, you keep putting in the effort, you keep doing the volume. The amount of volume you do is so unreasonable, but that there is no other option than to become better than everyone else at it, right? And so that's how I think about it. Not too long ago, Vivi and I decided to treat our marriage like how we treat a community-led business, right? Based on the book is, what is our purpose that's beyond us, that extends with time? What is our mission, right? What is our way of being? And what are our values? How do we behave? And so we found that her values that she deeply cares about are distinctly opposite to mine. And so we had to, so my core values, my non-negotiable top three, it's fitness, it's community, it's justice. And in our top 4 or 5, each of us are core values to each other. So she is one of my core values. So I will never go against her. And her
That's a lovely thing to say, by the way. She's one of my core values. That's beautiful.
Exactly. So my top value is agency, meaning I never follow a beaten path. I never read the rule book. I beg for forgiveness versus ask for permission. It's all about agency. It's fitness, it's community, and it's her, right? And then the 5th one is justice. Her values are stability, not agency, which is the opposite, right?
Yes, that's true, yes.
And then I'm one of her values. Kids are one of her values. I don't have kids in my values. I have community over kids. Because I feel like if I care for the community and care for my fitness, I'll be able to create agency and a great life for my kids. Nonetheless, her values.
That's a good way of
kids,
phrasing it. It maybe sounds a bit harsh. You say kids aren't my values, but
It's
that
not in my
trickles down automatically
to kids.
to kids.
If I take care of myself and put my oxygen mask first, I'll be there for them, right?
And that's a longer term.
Exactly.
Solution.
But between us, we have it all covered, right? Our values are completely opposite. So mine's is agency, hers is stability.
Yeah.
So that means I won't mortgage the house to build the next business, right? I care about wellness and fitness for both of us, for our family, right? I train her and so on. She cares about the kids, right? So the kids are also prime responsibility for someone else. I care about community deeply, right? And she cares about family, the extended family. So she takes care of the family. I spend time with the community, kind of thing. She cares about kindness and I care about justice. Now that's where it's harsh because kindness and family, when it comes to justice, I am very strong when it comes to justice.
Okay.
So nonetheless, we whiteboarded.
Elaborate that a little bit more though, because it's interesting. Kindness and justice on the family. What are the differences that you would?
So if my value is kindness, if my value, core value. So like I said, it's agency, it's fitness, it's community, it's justice, and she's in there too. So if my value is justice, and her value is kindness or loyalty or family, but if somebody we know closely has done something illegal, my inkling is give them to the cops. There's no kindness, there's no loyalty. The law is the law. Especially if you've done injustice towards my community. Kind of thing. So we had to write down these values and then we whiteboarded, right? Our values, the top 5 of hers and top 5 of mine. And then we put it on an axis that said things that cause conflict and things that cause collaboration. And so for each of our values, we might have many things that cause collaboration, but 1 or 2 things that cause conflict. And we try to move that from the conflict bucket to the collaboration bucket. So we're not beefing with each other kind of thing, right? And that's how you run a business. And it's been a great experience.
and overcoming adversity as well. One thing, we won't touch upon it a lot, but I know you briefly mentioned it. So, and I'm personally aware with that as well. The loss of a child is one of the hardest things to overcome. And a lot of marriages don't overcome it. My marriage didn't overcome it. The fact that you guys are going strong and are together and on one of the hardest things ever, I think. It's difficult for dads. It's unfathomable for mums.
It's unfathomable for mums. And it's funny because I was fine with 1 kid and she fought to have 2 kids. And my entrepreneurial lifestyle, and I'm open about it, caused my levels, my hormones to tank, that my 2nd and 3rd child were born IVF.
Right.
And that was a very expensive and strenuous
and
endeavor.
Exhausting and full of... Actually, we're talking about keep going through all the failures. That's IVF, isn't it?
Because we had multiple failures. And multiple failures, and it was very stressful because there were many.
I know.
Before our second kid, and then we were expecting twins, and 5 months before the birth of our twins, we had found out that one of them had passed, the heartbeat had stopped, and then a week later we had to pull out the second one because the cord was choking her, and so our second child was born, I think, like 4 months early.
Wow.
And she spent all that time in the incubator while I'm trying to run a business, and I wasn't the best father or husband at that time, and it was a crazy time. And so we've seen these ups and downs, right? And I think the best way is to put more reps. There's one thing great about, I speak a lot about your spouse is your life's co-founder. The right one will help you build your dreams, and the wrong one will bankrupt your confidence. When I say this, despite the hardships that she's had to go through as a physician, as a mom, as an ER doc, managing 3 kids, she's helped me see through my dreams. And the best partner is not someone who will say, I believe in you, go and do it. But they'll tell you, I believe in you, go and do it. And if something happens, if something were to fail, I am right here.
Wow. Yeah.
Taking care of everything.
Yeah.
So do not worry.
Yeah. So you
And
know you have that support
And
system.
she told me that throughout the journey.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do. I'm here. If something breaks,
Yeah.
I am here. I
Yeah.
am making money. So you can go and swim.
Yeah.
And that is a very, very hard thing to find. And I don't think it's because we met in our teens. It's because we put the time.
But also she's saying now, I'm making the money. But what was so beautiful, you were saying way back in the day when she wasn't making the money.
Yeah.
And you weren't making the money.
I was on the AI and
you're off being an entrepreneur. You're like the equivalent to the actor and the singer and all of that.
She supported
so
me.
Even
And
then,
that's what I keep saying. The right partner will help you build your dreams, is your first co-founder, your life's co-founder. The wrong one will bankrupt your dreams.
Yeah.
They'll ensure it never gets built, right? They'll just make you doubt yourself.
So
They'll make you doubt everyone around you.
And your confidence goes, and if your confidence goes, you're no longer an entrepreneur, I guess.
She's always helped me see through the other side, see bigger. And one thing that's really powerful about her is I had this tendency of circling the drain on the past. Oh, this person said this, the other person said the other thing. And she always tells me, as an entrepreneur, you're like an athlete, right? Elite entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs need to operate like elite athletes. Just remember, elite athletes don't throw hands with drunk fans.
Right.
When you're on this journey to build something great, there's going to be a lot of naysayers.
Yeah.
The world is full of armchair analysts
Yes.
who've built nothing but opinions.
I love that. Yeah.
Right? The world is full of armchair analysts who've
criticize everything, have solutions for nothing. Yes.
They've built nothing but opinions.
Yeah.
And you got to realize when people are taking jibes and stabs at you, that if they haven't done it, then it's in 1 year, out the other. They have no credibility.
Which is easier said than done, though, isn't it? And I guess it also comes back to what we were talking about earlier: your health, mental health, fitness, your diet. Having as much energy as possible to be able to realize that.
You got to cut those people out. You got to block it out. You got to block this energy. Think about it, like the analogy between an entrepreneur and an athlete, right? If you're an athlete and you're at a bar and fans are saying crap at you, what are you going to do? Get into a bar fight and then get injured and ruin your career? So why would you go and beef with keyboard warriors? Put that energy into taking action to make yourself better, to improve your business, right? Don't let rejection rule you. Let it fuel you.
Let it fuel you, and constantly look at your community.
Yeah.
Is it the right community? But that's easier said than done when it's your marriage. And I think there's two things that spring to mind on that. I read a statistic once that in your group of friends, you replace 50% of your friends every 7 years, roughly. And I think that's true, whether you notice it or not. A lot harder to do in a marriage. But one thing I remember, I've been lucky enough to have many clients that have impressed me, and one of them was an investor. And he said his strength is you'll never quite know whether your investment will be right or not, what things you invest in. But he said one thing he was very, very good at is knowing when it was a lost deal. A lot of people throw good money after bad, and you're like, oh, I've invested so much time and money, we have to make this work. He said it's very difficult but very strong to be able to go, okay, that was a bad thing. And that time we've lost it. Yeah.
You cut your losses.
And so I guess we're saying also in your marriage, your life partner, whether that's also your business partner or just your life partner, I guess you need to look at that and go, if it's not the right thing, to be brave enough.
If they're not putting in the reps.
Yeah.
And it's draining you.
Yeah. It might not even be their fault. You might just not be compatible on.
But like, here's the thing, right? If you take it back to the business and you write down what is the purpose, what is the vision?
Yeah.
What is the mission? What
As
is
you
the
guys
values?
did. Yeah.
What are the values? And these are my non-negotiables. A lot of us, like when we did this values exercise, we didn't lie to each other. Because I'm like, I put kids in there just to please her. And she's like, why are you putting kids in there when I know you're your natural instinct is towards community and fitness and agency, and kids come as in support of that. So don't put it in there. I'm like, that's true, right? Like, let's call each other's BS. And I think it's really, really important, because if you have a difference in values, some people will take the misalignment and just argue with each other. The others will be like, having different set of values is actually good, because it becomes culture add to the family.
And maybe sense checks your own.
Exactly.
If you, as much as you don't want just yes men or women in your company,
and we don't encroach on each other, right? So it becomes a sort of value add to the family. Imagine like we both were the same, then we're virtually the same person. But now I bring the agency, I bring the community, I bring the fitness, right? Aspects. She brings the stability. She brings the loyalty, the family, the kindness aspects of it. And now our family is better as a whole, because we've got a collective of values, and we're just not saying yes to each other, right? As we head into the future where AI will take jobs faster than one can upskill, I think it's important to give your kids a different set of perspectives and teach them agency, question things, create, and sort of power through ambiguity, take action, deal with uncharted waters. Because if you're waiting for instructions, AI will do that job better.
I'm trying to find this sentence and I can't find it. You beautifully said, if AI isn't it will become your obituary. And I'm trying to find
if bureaucracy is part of your job description, AI will make it your obituary.
That's beautiful.
And that's what I see in the world. Right?
Sorry, beautiful is maybe not the word. It's beautiful, but highly cautionary.
Exactly. And so as you head into the future, the best skill you can teach your kids is agency. How to question things. How to create. How to deal with ambiguous situations. How to deal with uncertainty. Take action without waiting for answers. I have a goal. Step 1 is X. Just do step 1. That's it. What is the worst that'll happen? You're going to fail 100 times before you succeed.
And there's a lovely behind you. What is it? Failure, a small price to pay for wisdom.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
You haven't failed. You've just learned. And so the most important thing as you're creating anything, whether it's a startup or music or anything, is to increase the time to feedback. The feedback loop is really important. If you wait 10 days and you ship what you think is a masterpiece, but nobody listens to it, then you've waited 10 days to get the feedback, which you could have gotten in a few hours. And that is important, is constantly optimized for the feedback loop.
I had a saying that if you don't learn from the past, you're still in the past.
Exactly. So there's a reason why you look at Airbnb. They were their first Airbnb, right? They rented an air mattress in their room. So they could get feedback on the experience. The quicker the feedback, the quicker they improve. So it was ship, learn, iterate, right? Maybe ship, fail, learn, iterate, the feedback loop. And it got better and better and better. So think about it, right? And this is what I often see is people who come from large corporations, they want to do excessive planning before they ship. And in large corporations, it's a very cover your ass culture.
Completely, isn't it? Completely.
And they're paid on the right decisions they make. In a startup, you're paid on the number of decisions you make. So for example, if I make 2 decisions a day, and that means I'm making 10 decisions a week, and let's say 40% are correct, I still made 4 correct decisions, and I learned. On the others, I failed, and I learned what not to do, and I iterated.
But it's a bit of an old example, but wasn't it famously Nokia with their billions and billions of research back in the day, which basically said people wanted smaller phones and longer battery, I think. They missed the flip top, but also there was Steve going, I'm not going to ask them what they want. I'm going to show them what they want.
Exactly. And so then you look at somebody who makes one decision in 10 days, right? And they put all their energy in planning and ensuring it's the perfect decision. What if it's wrong? And then you've made no right decision and you've learned nothing. You've
in
learned
an extremely long period of time.
You've made an expensive mistake. I think, Steve was very good, Jobs was very good at understanding the problem and not asking the customer for the solution.
Yeah.
The world,
Yeah.
the best entrepreneurs, and as you look into the future in the world of AI, where
Yeah.
AI is taking jobs faster than one
Yeah,
can
yeah,
upskill,
yeah.
where AI will create so much value, one of the best, most underrated skills is design.
Yeah.
Learn to design.
Yeah.
Because everything is user experience.
Yeah.
Right? And if you can understand the end-to-end journey of how someone goes from point A to point Z to get a particular outcome,
Yeah.
and you design a delighted experience for that,
Yeah.
you will win in the
Yeah.
age of AI. Because everyone just ships technology,
Yeah.
but customers don't want technology, they want outcomes
Yeah.
in the most delightful experience where it doesn't feel like they're going through it, right? And so Steve Jobs was really good at understanding the problem and the pains in the design, in the user experience design, and then imagining something to solve for that, to provide the delighted state. Steve Jobs wouldn't go and ask customers, what would you like to see in the product? Because it would be a dog's breakfast. Right?
Yeah.
He was good at understanding the pain point, living the life.
And I think Henry Ford say if he would have asked people, they would have asked for a faster horse, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Or something like that.
You just need to imagine that I'm sitting 20 years from now in my living room, and what does my experience getting this outcome look like?
Yeah.
Ask yourself that question.
Yeah.
And you'll start seeing things differently.
Which is kind of what could success be?
What does the delighted state look like? What does the telephone look like 20 years from now, right? Or 20 years from now, if AI is doing, if 20 years from now, if AI is doing all my tasks, office tasks, what is my interaction and what does my workday look like?
Yeah.
And what does that experience look like?
On that note, do you think, because originally when computers came out, and even when the printing press came, we all thought, oh, we'll have more free time.
Yeah.
But somehow it's made us busier. Do you think now with AI, yes, there will be obviously a lot of things will be automated. I mean, we need to reduce our population anyway, isn't it? And AI, I think, is a possibility to long term to be able to do that without going into recession.
I think AI gives people abundance.
Yeah.
The ones who do not have innate agency will not be able to leverage AI.
And they'll be left by the wayside.
And grow.
Yeah.
They will be left by the wayside, right? And so I think the ability to control the AI, to prompt the AI, to use the AI to create whatever, whether it's content, whether it's processes, is the best skill you can learn.
Yeah.
Leverage AI to give you agency.
Yeah.
So you can
and
be abundant.
The people that win at that,
Yeah.
you think will have a life whereby they maybe do have access to a little bit more free time because they're using the tools.
They'll have access to freedom.
Yeah.
And money.
James, my business partner and creative director, he always says, make these new things, make them your friend.
Make them your
You
friend.
know, he remembers when the computer came, we were like, no, it's over. No, when social media go, make them your friend.
You never get anywhere fighting innovation.
No.
You end up on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Right? You either embrace the future and thrive or stick to the past.
And hasn't that happened all the way back from the Industrial Revolution?
It has.
Is that not a more mechanical way of the same thing we're dealing with now, whereby jobs were replaced by steam?
Exactly, and then there were robots Amazon was automating warehouses with the robot company they acquired, Kiva, and now the robots can think and reason. So we're heading in a world where cyborgs and robots will be a thing.
Yeah.
Combined with the ability to think and reason.
Yeah.
And so AI can't be creative, right? Yet.
Yes.
They can think and reason.
Yeah.
Your ability to leverage AI to make it your assistant, to give you leverage and abundance is key.
And creativity is a big term. A lot of people think creativity is only photographers, agencies. No, creativity is any problem solving. is using a
The
creative
whole world
mind.
is the whole world is designed.
Yeah.
In some
Yeah,
way
yeah,
or the
yeah,
other. Everything
yeah.
is user experience design.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the ability to design is really key.
Yeah.
Your athletic ability is key. I don't think going into the future, people will want to watch robots and cyborgs play sports. So I think for kids looking into the future,
That's an interesting
learn
one.
to
Yeah.
communicate,
Yeah.
get really, really good at communication,
Yeah.
get really, really good at creation, whether it's content, whether it's art, whether it's software.
Yeah.
Get really, really good at controlling the AI and prompting the AI to give you leverage.
Yeah.
Learn everything you can about commerce and how to make money.
Yeah.
And then just stick with something.
Yeah.
Be with it, right?
And look at your own human community, and is that the right community for you to be in?
Exactly.
As well. Which, by the way, I wanted to ask one thing with the little bit of time we have. There's a lovely thing that you said about the difference between good people versus nice people, and I just wanted to elaborate on that. And I'm talking. We've got 4 minutes.
You know what? I wanted to
Go.
elaborate on that as a part of my journey,
Yeah.
right? In 2010 or 11, I had moved to Silicon Valley. And now, through my traction community and having lived in multiple cities from Toronto to Dubai to Calgary to New York, New
Citizen
Jersey,
of the world.
I have been in multiple places, spent time in multiple communities. And finally, I think I realize why Silicon Valley is so magical that it's impossible to replicate with any amount of money anywhere. 80 to 90% of the people in Silicon Valley have these 3 traits. The number one thing is abundance minded. They give freely, not just time, money. They go out of their way to give you their time, money, to help you, pay it forward. When I moved to Silicon Valley, I had cold emailed a few folks who were, by their right, super successful billionaires. And they invited me to private events they were hosting and introduced me.
Did that surprise you at first? Was that
I was surprised because I had moved from New Jersey, which was a largely scarcity mindset, not abundance, right? Like nobody just gives you the time of the day.
Yeah.
And you
Bruce
have to-
Springsteen apparently to Bon Jovi in
Yeah.
New Jersey.
but it's rare, right?
Yeah.
Because people value their time, and in Silicon Valley, anyone on any given day can be the next Zuckerberg or the next Elon
Right.
Musk, and so they want to
So
spend
it's kind of
time.
reciprocal. So it benefits
Everyone.
them as well. It's not just altruistic, but
It's a network effect of
because you
giving.
could be saying no to the next. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
people give time because it's a network effect
Yeah.
and it's a self-perpetuating loop
Yeah.
of giving.
Yeah.
That's the first one, abundance minded. The second one is growth minded. People see failure as a learning curve. You're going to fail a lot more in life than you will succeed. And the more you fail is the more you learn and your chances of succeeding are higher.
Yeah.
Outside of Silicon Valley, it's a lot of fixed minded. Oh, I can't fail. I'm too shy to fail. I'm embarrassed. I can't fail in public kind of thing. And the third thing, which is my recent realization, the distinction between nice people and good people. Nice people prioritize being liked and they tell you what you want to hear. They avoid conflict.
The yes men and women.
Exactly.
Yes.
If you look at any athlete, for example, or any successful person, you know when their downward spiral starts is when they surround themselves with their childhood friends, they're nice people. They just commiserate
They
in
tell
their
you what you want to
miseries.
hear and
Oh, you did it all by
Yeah.
yourself.
Well
Why do you
done.
need these
Good for you.
people?
Yeah.
Good people,
Yeah.
they tell you what you need to hear. It might feel harsh,
Yeah.
but it's good for you.
Yes.
This is why Silicon Valley is so hard to replicate across the world. Most cultures are scarcity
Yes.
from years of famine and wars. They are fixed, meaning we've been taught to not fail.
Yeah.
Failure is a bad thing.
Yeah.
And we've been taught to be nice. Put your heads down and don't question the status quo, right? And Silicon Valley is the opposite, abundance-minded plus growth-minded plus good people. The highest volume of abundance-minded plus growth-minded plus good people in any concentration you will find in Silicon Valley. that place is unbeatable.
So how did that start? And then forgive my ignorance on this. I can't believe I never asked myself this question. But if you trace it back to the very start of why did Silicon Valley or how become there?
It's a group of innovators who saw early success in collaboration. I think there was a large community where Gates and Jobs and all of them would go and pitch in the community, dating back to way back then. And everyone would collaborate and help each other. You're only stronger by helping each other. Outside of Silicon Valley, I find a lot of people are like, oh, sign this NDA. Oh,
Right? Keep it, hug it.
They want... The only thing that's protectable is your traction ultimately, in the age of AI especially. Do customers love you? Do they keep sticking around? Do they keep referring friends? Otherwise, you're just a patent troll. Right? And so, if you look at it, Elon Musk open sourced his patents, right? He made that available to everyone. Because he believed that the value of the network was more important.
Far stronger than
just holding on to a few patents, right?
And you ensure standardization, don't you?
You ensure standardization.
Back in the day when you had old example, the Philips DCC digital versus the mini disc, and both of them failed because everyone was trying to hug and people went, you don't
grow. Ultimately, openness is the biggest enabler of growth. You want to spark growth in your relationship. You want to spark growth in your community, in your country, in your ecosystem. Think about how I can be the first person to freely give my time, abundant, help without expecting anything in return. If you help people without expecting anything, the universe will come back to you in ways you can't imagine. And this is on steroids and crack in Silicon Valley, and I've seen it. The second thing is being fixed-minded versus growth-minded. Accept the fact that you're going to fail and it's going to be a long slog and there's going to be many failures. Anything great is a long journey and failures are part of it. You're going to get sued. You're going to get beat up. Your competitors are going to steal your customers, your top employees. You got to
expect it, expect to fail, get back up again, keep going, fail again, keep going.
And so understand that your failure is a new learning.
It's part of it.
And have that growth mindset versus like beat yourself up on like, oh man, why did I fail? And like now 5 people know about it. It's so embarrassing. Who cares? These people are not paying your bills. Right? Everyone disappears when it's rent time. So ignore it. All of a sudden. So ignore that. And then the third thing is being a good person and genuinely telling people the harsh truths. And if people don't want to listen to that and they hate you for telling them the truth, then count yourself lucky. You've just avoided the wrong people.
It's a great way of filtering out the people that...
And so as you think about like what's the kind of circle you want to build, think about like, are these people abundance minded or are they scarcity minded? Are they growth minded? Are they fixed minded? Are they good people or are they just blowing smoke up my backside? I think that's really important. And then generally make sure people have the discipline to stick with something. They're healthy. They have good lifestyles.
Lloyd, a wonderful note to end the conversation on. We are out of time. We need more chats. We need more time. But for today, thank you so much. I know you're extremely busy, and I look forward to our next chat. Thank you very, very much indeed.
This was fantastic, man. Thank you.